Welcome to the Round of New Jersey here at the streets of Atlantic City. It is our second street race of the season so far, and we are expecting a pretty interesting race as this is kind of on the byways around Atlantic City, kind of the highway-byway system. There's a new tunnel that's been constructed, etc. Now, as you know, ever since the Exbaltan and Marian War, New Jersey kind of declared itself as its own sovereign nation, even though that doesn't seem to be going well for them. This race was planned before that, apparently, and Atlantic City's kind of fallen on hard times, and this race has kind of been a bit of a way for Atlantic City to rebuild some of their economy, which is much greatly needed. The major news item is that Tristan Wilhoit has since been released from his ride at Silver Speed. And in this car for this week, and I believe possibly the rest of the season, I know it's for the next two races here in New Jersey and in New Hampshire, Zachary Fitzwater will be driving the 83 car. Unsure if Wilhoit will get another ride or not. With Jake Baskinger and Kenny Myatt and Nick Pericles all within 3 points of each other for the top of the standings, and with Chris Dodd just over a race back, should be a pretty interesting race leading it here in New Jersey. This track is a very difficult one with a very kind of wild pit road exit where the pit road kind of dumps you off into the middle of the racing line on a blind left-hander. So we're expecting this race, like Toronto, to be a bit of a high attrition race. Anyway, let's go off to the Round of New Jersey. DJ Curtis and William Brock lead the field down to the green here at the streets of Atlantic City, down towards the tunnel here. This is a very interesting complex. We got a crash in the back. I heard some beating and banging in the back. Of course, Kenny Myatt didn't qualify very well. And yes, we do have a crash back there. I see a couple of cars. That's Bouchard, Monaco, and somebody else. That was Jake Baskinger, our points leader, has wrecked. So now you've got two of the major championship contenders way in the back of the results right now. Meanwhile, William Brock has taken over the lead of this race as Bobby Jones, who had a lot of work on this track, and Nick Pericles. Oh, I saw Shepard go around, and we've got a huge pileup, I think. I see Vincent Allen is in it as well. That was not a good incident. Cody Lamas gets backed up as well. And coming out of the front stretch, there's another little incident here as the 44 of Alex Allen tries to pit while the 38 of Tyler Thaber was trying to stay out. And Thaber would get the brunt of that damage. Also, Chris Dodd got a little damage from Thaber there. Coming out of the chicane down there, so Dodd had a tire rub and would have to come down pit road as well. So there was a little bit of contact here, and it's kind of hard to see because there isn't great camera. Oh, Bouchard went upside down on there. That wasn't good. Yeah, here it is again. It was just 3 wide going wrong there. Not a whole lot of tunnels or cameras you can get out of this tunnel, but Bouchard would flip there. And Jake Baskinger's got a ton of problems with his car. That isn't good for Jake Baskinger. He is going to, well, he did get a bunch of it fixed, and he's hoping for really high attrition races. William Brock is doing his best there to hold off on Nick Pericles in second. Oh, crash in front of him! That's William Brock, the leader, is in it! Oh, no, that wasn't good. So his teammate was coming out of the pits, and that is what I was talking about with the kind of ridiculous pit road accident. And Nick Pericles got involved as well. And Pericles looks like to be done. So this isn't going to be a good race for any of the championship contenders so far. As, wow, that's Zayden Davidson in 10th. Good job by Davidson, but I think Pericles is going to fall out of the race. Further up the track, Becca Moss, formerly Becca Haddix, got married over the off week. And Kenny Myatt, another championship contender, and I believe I saw Grayson Ace Vito in a wreck as well. Oh, Scott Roush with damage now as well, so a ton of damage so far in this race. And John Arndt. And this track is just really difficult for them as, oh, Roush just trying to stay out of the way as much as he can. So Charles Sanford is now the leader. as through all that little contact and fracas down there. Sanford's the leader over Darren Blake in second, and Zachary Fitzwater in the Silver Speed filling in for Will Hoyt, who got unceremoniously fired by Silver Speed. In third position, a lot of issues with his attitude, they were saying. They didn't like how he was complaining about the car all the time, Will Hoyt. So they brought in Fitzwater, who kind of has a history of complaining about cars, but I digress. Noah Hart's in fourth. This could be a big points day for him if he manages to hold his position. Caldwell fifth, Davidson up to sixth, Torres seventh, Madeline Myatt eighth, Rowe ninth, Baker 10th, Angel 11th, Vincent Allen's a lap down, Padcar 12th, Arndt 13th, despite getting into that little fracas there. Freeze 14th, I believe he is from New Jersey, either him or Eric Monaco is. Bisceglia 15th, 16th for DeMax, 17th for Cortez, and 18th for Lannis. 19th for DJ Curtis, was our pole sitter. He had to pit for a tire rub there. And 20th to Polyakov. Of course, Curtis was involved in that whole calamity there with the leaders on lap 2. It's Shock Jr. and Cortez are in the pits. And kind of shows Shock Jr.'s a lap down. Polyakov is in 20th. Well, you're going through the order and just seeing all these cars that are just in it for points now. Baskinger's trying to hold himself, not on the lead lap. And Sanford's not happy with that, kind of takes a swipe back at Baskinger there. Sanford was not happy with Baskinger there. Darren Blake now is really holding up Zachary Fitzwater. Fitzwater's trying to make an impression to keep the entire season going, and oh, that was a close call. And Fitzwater's going to pay the price there as Noah Hart's going to try and sneak by on the outside. Caldwell's going to benefit from it as well. Vance Caldwell looking down low on the track. And, well, Caldwell is going to have to pit anyway. He has some... Does he have damage, or is he just coming in for a pit stop? Oh, no, he might have a tire going down, so tough break for Caldwell. So further up the track, some of these lap cars are having a pretty spirited battle. That's Ace Vito, Moss, and Baskinger. Baskinger's, of course, faster than both of them. Well, not necessarily Moss. Moss is actually pretty quick here, but, keep in mind these cars have all been through some calamities, so this ought to be interesting here as the 78's getting really annoyed with the 60, I believe. And because of all of that, Darren Blake is slowly but surely catching the 5 car as the 18 is making a move on the 83 for third. That's a good move so far there by Noah Hart on the inside of Fitzwater. Fitzwater tries to hold on but doesn't get the position. And meanwhile, up front, this is a nightmare for Charles Samper. Samper has to learn to deal with some of this lap traffic here. Samper hasn't won in a while, and I think today could be a good day as Moss is all over the track in front of him. But Samper is trying to get by Moss here. And whoa, that was a close call with Fitzwater, who retook the position away from Noah Hart. Wow, that's Zayden Davidson in 5th in the Menervini. Great to see Davidson doing well with Torres in 6th with some rear end damage. And now Sanford's really getting annoyed with Becca Moss here as, whoa, the 5 is getting really annoyed. The 5 is getting frustrated, we can see, as the 65 is closing in on him. Now it looks like, well, no, not really, as the 5 is losing all kinds of ground now. The 78's getting annoyed with the 60. So now we're going to see, I mean, what's the 5 going to do? Because these two cars are battling for position in front of him. They have the right to battle each other. And now he makes a move on the 78, but the 60 is going to be there blocking him. Kind of, so. And this is where things get really annoying for Sanford. Oh, crash in front of him! Crash in front of him, and did it take out anybody? Not really, but Ace Vito and Moss went off into the wall there, and it looks like Ace Vito's done. And here is what happened to Ace Vito. Ace Vito and Moss just made contact, and they both slid out there. Well, that made Sanford's life a whole lot easier, as Darren Blake now has a bit of a gap back there now. Oh, here comes Moss down pit road. Right there. Scary accident here between Vincent Allen and Cody Lamas. Allen would lose control and go up into the wall over there. Tough break for Vincent Allen as he would kind of get stuck up there. Noah Hart has been slowly reeling in the 83 cars. There's Moss coming out of the pits, the 83, and the Moss make contact, and out goes the 18 of Noah Hart and Moss. That pit road exit's been a pain, and, well, the 18's going to pay the price for it. I mean, seriously, this is all you can see on the pit road exit here is you can just see this, and then, well, right in front, Hart couldn't do anything about it. Kenny Myatt and Jake Baskinger right now, like I said, they're in a pretty heated championship battle. They're just trying to salvage as many points as they can. Baskinger's actually pulled a bit away from Charles Sanford here, so he's going to try and stay on the lead lap. Not that it really matters on a road course, but he and Myatt are going to try and steal as many points as they can. I have a feeling, is the 41 still in the race? Or no, something happened to him. I believe he was involved in the first turn fracas as well. So I was going to say that he might close in. There's going to be a lot of close in from New Jersey, I think. Remember, we still have a double points race in Indianapolis coming up, the Indianapolis 250 in 2 weeks' time. Got to go to New Hampshire Motor Speedway first. And that should be very interesting because going into Indianapolis, who knows what will happen. Props to Zayden Davidson for running P4 right now, and he's doing a nice job actually holding off Sebastian Torres here. Torres is a little quicker than him. However, he's doing his best. Zayden Davidson is with kind of a ill-handling car, or with an ill-powered car. Torres is ill-handling, and you can really see Rowe, Baker, and Angel are really closing in on these two. We're not even to lap 20 yet. We've only got 24 cars left in this race, so it shows kind of what a race of survival it's going to be. As Sanford is currently, well, looks like Fitzwater has gotten by Blake there for second position. However, Blake is going to try and make a comeback here. Fitzwater has been through a little bit of a mess as well, but actually Blake looks like he's all over Fitzwater. Going to make a move to the inside of the last two corners. And will Blake be able to make the move stick? I believe, well, the Silver Speed's got a lot of power. Ooh, something's wrong with Fitzwater. Fitzwater had something break there, maybe? Or he might have just conceded the position there. Oh, no, he's, I think, got a tire going down, maybe. I'm not sure. No, it doesn't look like it now. I think he just gave up the position. So a very sportsmanlike move there by Zachary Fitzwater. However, I think he gave up a little too much there. Madeline Myatt hasn't had a great weekend. In fact, neither of the Myatts have. They have just been struggling and struggling and struggling. And this track doesn't really suit their racing style either. Sebastian Torres finally looked to maybe make a move there as Fitzwater does come down pit road. I believe something might be wrong with the 83 car. However, I don't think it's terminal, whatever it is, as Fitzwater and Torres are going at it for fourth. Torres, or that's actually third now because of Fitzy pitting. And it looks like, Fitzwater, or I'm sorry, Davidson's going to hold the position for now. However, here comes Torres back on the position. The Australian doing a great job holding off Torres. And now it's time for pit stops as Polyakov and Freeze have a little bit of a tete-a-tete on the pits, or in the pits. As, Kenny Myatt with problems now. Myatt has a tire going down, and this is where Fitzwater really needs to get some good runs here as Blake actually stayed out. Or actually might have pitted a lap earlier. Well, we know Blake's already pitted. And, maybe John Art and the 9 made contact somewhere. Because they've got a lot of damage, or both of them are pretty slow right now. As Blake is going to hold his position in tow here. And wow, look at the lead that Sanford's got right now. Actually, I think Rowan Baker actually leapfrogged by a long shot. Blake? Okay, Blake was lapping people. Ooh, crash on the track. That is Bishelia and oh no, not Fitzwater. He had such a good run going. And that's going to be that pit road exit. These green flag stops are quite challenging here. Yeah, and here's just, well, that's the racing limit with the track fall off. Kind of just slide right into the racing line, or into the pit exit there. If you're Fitzwater, there's not a whole lot anyone can do. So Sanford, after Blake's pit stop, would be leading. Blake is in second. Rowe is up to third. Baker to fourth, and Angel to fifth. Torres to sixth, and Davidson down to seventh. So the two cars that were kind of holding everybody up get passed on the pit road cycle. Gustavus Cortez is currently having a clutch problem. The Team Flame cars have had issues with their clutches this weekend. His hometown hero teammate Tyler Faber has already fallen out of the race here here at his hometown race, and Cortez is just kind of holding it together right now. Darren Blake is being held up by the lapped car of Matty Myatt. This is for, he's of course in second position. He was actually reeling in the 5 car pretty quickly and convincingly. However, the 81's not helping him with that feat right now. The 81 Blue Flare did not come to grips with this track, neither did the Toyota FBR team of Myatt and Hart. The two dominant teams of the season have not done great here at New Jersey, and it actually has allowed for a couple of underdog teams to really shine here, as there's Blake now trying to make a move to the inside of Myatt, and you can just see that, well, Myatt has engine issues right now. Her engine's not willing to run correctly, as there goes Blake blasting by her. So Eddie Shimpadkar, Polyakov, and a few other cars have brought it down pit road as Sanford's finally reeling back in Jake Baskinger a bit there. And here's the really crucial part. There is some cars coming up on the track here, and this is the scary part, is what's going to happen here exiting the pits. And Angel, and oh, that's Davidson. Oh man, Davidson had a good race going. He's got some right side damage. He'll probably need to pit again. Make sure everybody else gets out of the pits with relative ease. Oh, watch out for Kyle Bishelia. And thankfully, Bishelia didn't have any cars to worry about. That pit road exit, they've got to fix something down there if we're bringing this track back. There's a big pit road problem with this one. But down the track they go. And oh boy, that's a close call there between Schock and Lamas, that was. As here comes DJ Curtis out of the pits. He got up to 6th, believe it or not. And there's Darren Blake. He's currently leading the race. The 5 brought it down pit road. Here comes the 5 and the 99 out of the pits. And there are cars approaching, so just be careful coming out of the pits, and they both will be fine. Polyakov actually, oh boy, watch out, Cole Baker. Okay, that's good. I was just kind of concerned with this pit road exit. Oh boy, DJ Curtis and the 77, and Curtis saw it coming and backed way off the throttle before entering the first corner. Here comes Darren Blake down pit road. Now Blake could gain a lot of pit stop strategy here if he chooses, if his pit crew doesn't let him down. Alex Rowe has now gotten by the, no, I thought he got by the 23. Rowe is, of course, really battling with the 65 on track. And, well, it looks like the 5's going to take the lead. However, big gains here for the 65 here, as he gains a bit on Rowe there, as Polyakov has to concede the track position there, as Madeline Myatt's still not being a great back marker. And Darren Blake is not doing very well right now, as Sanford's really pulling on him, and he's losing time to Rowe. So I would expect Rowe maybe to take over second position. Is Lamas? No, Lamas is not in fourth. Baker's in fourth, so Cole Baker finally having a good run. Torres fifth. Sixth is going to go to Sean Angel. Seventh is to DJ Curtis. And, well, eighth, problems for Eddie Shimpadkar. He's got some tire issues there. Is Bishelia, that's for 8th. So Bishelia to 8th, Padkar down to 9th. 10th to Eric Demax. and 11th to Esteves Cortez. Charles Sanford now has been held up by Kyle Schock Jr. for the last couple of laps. However, Padcar was holding up the 65 for a couple of laps, so that's a good teammate by Eddie Padcar to hold up his teammates' main rivals, even though Padcar is more of the championship contender, believe it or not. Padcar is higher in points than Sanford right now. More nail-biting pit stops right now. Here comes Freeze out of the pits. That's in front of Baskinger. Baskinger sees it and stays out. Rowe, of course, pitted. He was losing a lot of time with older tires. There's some pretty big tire fall off here. And, well, this is just the crucial elements of this race. Is you just got to get out of that pit road without anybody sliding into you. Sanford brings it down pit road. It should give Blake the lead. There goes Blake blasting by into P1. Sean Angel's actually going to go to P2 because he stayed out as well. And here's Torres coming in. Torres was in 4th. And this is just all a real big strategy game now. As Sanford had a pretty... Ooh, Sanford and Monaco with a little contact trying to get out of the pits. That could hamper Sanford quite badly. Sanford was one of the few undamaged cars out there, and now he's got some rear end damage. And Monaco definitely has some front end damage, so you gotta be really careful. That was an incident on pit road, not coming off pit road. And this could be big for somebody like Darren Blake. Blake is, of course, staying out another lap, actually. Oh, I see Michelia. However, Blake goes by. Darren Blake brings it down pit road. I think they're going to try and make it the rest of the race on one tank of gas. The others might be close, to be honest. They're going to have to save, though, if they're going to try it. The others are going to be real close. I think these guys should pretty much make it. However, what is going on with the 5 car? What is the 5 going to do? The 5 has a lot of rear end damage that I'd be concerned about. And they're probably going to need to fix that on his pit stop if he pits again. He's basically in a boat where he has to stay out. And here comes Darren Blake out of the pits. And there is a car. That's Lamas going by the lap car. And Rowe slots into a quiet 3rd position as Angel's going to let everybody, or well, not let, is going to have everybody go by. And you can tell that Charles Sanford's pushing it while Blake really isn't. Blake is pretty slow actually right now as Sanford is trying to battle with Michelia, or I'm sorry, with Baskinger. You don't really need to do this if you're Charles Sanford. That's a risky move screwing with the lap cars. But he does Baskinger's fighting back though. If you're Charles Sanford, I just let him go. You've got 12 to go really. You've got this win locked up as long as you can bring it home. Unless, well, fuel's still a question, though. This is kind of turning into a Road America style race, which we don't really know what the fuel strategy is going to be. However, with 1.5 laps to go, Charles Sanford would just continue to increase his lead. This is just kind of a pretty interesting race, to be honest with you, because he does look like he's going to make it. He's just got to be careful the rest of the way, but he has increased his lead over Blake and Rowe, and like I said, not much has happened the rest of this race. As Torres has moved his way up into 4th over Angel. However, Angel's really holding on. There's 6th, 7th, and 8th. 6th and 7th also. There is a pretty decent battle with only a lap to go here for 4th. 4th back to 7th. However, Charles Sanford has started his last lap, and this has just been a Charles Sanford showdown right here. This has been a very interesting race for Charles Sanford. He's played his cool, and he has done what everybody else has done that's in this race, and that is survived it. We kind of thought this would be a high attrition race, however, didn't think it would be as high as what we got. Really no mechanical problems, though, in this race, outside of maybe 1 or 2. I think Faber had a clutch problem, so I think that's it that I can recall. And Charles Sanford comes through the final corner right here, and he is going to win, or as long as he comes across the line, he is going down the front straightaway, and he is going to be victorious in the round of New Jersey, great showing by Charles Sanford to win. And Darren Blake is going to come home second position as long as he brings it home. Yes, here he comes. Rowe, Alex Rowe comes across the line in third, so two rookies on the podium. That's Blake and Rowe. Fourth now, the big battle. Torres holds off Angel for fourth. Baker sixth, Curtis seventh. And eighth position is going to go to Kyle Michelia. With that being said, let's go down to your full finishing results once Michelia crossed the line. So Charles Sanford wins the round of New Jersey. Second position goes to Darren Blake. Third goes to Rowe. Fourth goes to Torres. Fifth to Angel. Sixth to Baker. Seventh to Curtis. Eighth to Michelia. Ninth to DeMax. 10th to Padcart. 11th to Freeze. 12th to Lamas. 13th to Polyakov. 14th to Cortez. 15th to Codwell. 16th to Baskinger. So Baskinger will increase his points lead here because no one really, increases points lead over his main championship rivals. 17th to Monaco, 18th to Madeline Maya, 19th to Shock Jr., 20th to Zayden Davidson, who had a very promising start to the race, but didn't exactly finish where he wanted to. 21st to Thaber, 22nd to Fitzwater, 23rd to Myatt, 24th to Art, 25th to Hart, 26th to Moss, 27th to Ace Vito, 28th to Allen, Vincent Allen that is, 29th to Bobby Jones, 30th to Pericles, 31st to Brock, 32nd to Roush, 33rd to Allen, 34th to Shepard, 35th to Dodd, and 36th to Dorn and Bouchard. Let's go down to your points. So Jake Baskinger is your points leader, and keep in mind the stats for New Jersey got listed twice because it was accidentally imported twice. The points are, however, lined up correctly for just one race. So just keep that in mind. So Baskinger leads over 9 points over Myatt. Pericles is 11 back. Charles Sanford comes within striking distance of the championship at with only 20 back. Rowe has a little bit of work to do. Alex Rowe does in 5th, DJ Curtis in 6th, Madeline Myatt down to 7th, or stays in 7th, Dodd to 8th, Padcart to 9th. Well, actually, I don't see the jumps that much, honestly. 10th to Angel, 11th to Torres, 12th to Roush, 13th to Blake, 14th to Shepard, 15th to Hart, 16th to Cole Baker, and now you're starting to get into the areas that are going to be very difficult to make a run for a championship. Pretty much, I think anybody lower than like 10th or 11th, maybe 13th. If you're down by 100 right now, it's going to be really hard for you to make a comeback. So after Hart, Baker, Brock, Shock, Will Hoyt, who didn't start this race, unsure if he'll start again in ARCSOA for all we know. I guess he kind of really damaged his reputation there. 19th to, or 20th to Michelia, 21st to Moss, who, got to keep in mind, Haddix, who, it might list Haddix here. No, it lists Haddix down 98. Good, so it decided to cooperate. Moss, he had to import a second driver on there, so it was pulled up with Moss with only 1 point, so I had to add what she got when she was back at Haddix into that. So, and then I torched Haddix's points. So, Jones is 22nd, Arch 23rd, Cortez 24th, Polyakov 25th, Ace Vito 26th, Monaco 27th, Allen 28th, or that's Alex Allen, Lamas 29th, 30th to DeMax, 31st to Davidson, 32nd to Codwell, 33rd to Bouchard, 34th to Thaber, 35th to Freeze, Ike Durbin 36th, Griffin 37th, and we're just looking to see. It's Vincent Allen still not having a whole lot of luck. And I'm thinking Vincent Allen could be another driver that should be watching his back. Going to be interesting to see what Zachary Fitzwater can do, though. He started, of course, the double points race and this race. Anyway, the next round of the season will be at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And we hope to see you there for the round of New Hampshire at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.